Hello everyone, welcome to this explanatory video of Mawala the board game. We have been receiving so many requests so far. People wanted to understand the elaboration in English, but since it has been created by a Marathi guy and English is not our mother tongue, it was little difficult and uncomfortable for us, but we are going to give it a shot today. Okay? So pardon me if there are some mistakes in the elaboration. Here it is. I have an English version of this board game in my hands. We all know how to open it by now. So if you open it, there is just a little surprise from our side. The new version looked like this. So we have plastic formed tray inside instead of the earlier one. So it's little light and it's well organized now. I'll just explain how it looks. If you can zoom. So here you can keep your tokens. They are predefined shaped, so you won't be missing them. Here is the section for dice. It's a little tight, but more you use it and it becomes very easy to take them out. So both dice are here. For coins, we have designed this specific cap. It would make little noise in initial days, but after some times of use, it will be smooth. You can keep the coins properly here. Coins is, what do we call this currency? Yes, they used to call it hones. For your cards, there are specific sections. For 20 Swarajya warriors, the deeper section is supposed to be used. And for forts, since it has got only 10, it is little shallow than the warrior cards. For badge, there is a specific section. This is a Sher Shivraj badge. This is limited edition. So the one you will get will be the original Mawala badge. And for books, this section is already there. Okay? So what do we get with this board game? Let me communicate the contents of the game. Basically, first of all, you open it and it becomes a board. Your packaging itself is a board. Okay? This board has got the gameplay. The second part is the tray. Tray has got 8 sections for the tokens. These are the tokens of the game. You can choose anyone who is standing as your representative on the game. 2 dice, there is a section for dice. This is the currency of the game, which is called as hones. In those days, the golden coins which were formed by Shivaji Maharaj were hones. So the currency of the game is hones. You get accompanied by 20 real warriors in this game. So there is a deck which has got 1 to 20 warriors. And there is another deck, one of the most important reason for Chhatrapati could achieve what he could is the protection he got from the forts. So there are 10 forts also. Fine. The fort deck is also given. And the books, reference books are there. So 3 books, 2 decks, 8 tokens, 2 dice and approximately 110 coins. Along with the badge of honor for the guy who donates as much as he could when he reaches to the Rajya. So this is the content. Now let's move on to the setup. Okay. So what do we do when we start the game? First of all, you have to pick the token of your choice. You can zoom in here. There are 4 colors. Let's assume that two warriors are willing to play, 2 soldiers. One picks up orange and the other one is yellow. So pick these tokens up and place it on first place. The first place is, it's mentioned on there, the birth of the legend. This is the place, this is the year when Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had born. So you are supposed to start the game from the first place. Okay? Now take out these cards. The 2 decks given to you, take them out and arrange them serially. We would be sending it in serially only, but you are required to confirm that these serial numbers are taken care of, 1 to 20. Okay? Place them, choose any spot you want and you can keep them. Similarly, you are supposed to do with forts. 1 to 10 forts, you are supposed to place it like this. Now, moving on, what do we have on board? I'll explain it in few words. The board is basically having 1 to 101 places. First place is Shivaji, the place of the birth where Shivaji Maharaj had born, and the last place is the Rajya, the grand coronation ceremony, which was the highest point of his life. what is in between is from birthplace to the Rajyabhishek, every place is actually the real life event that had happened in Shivaji Maharaj's life. Got it? And since at these places he was never alone, he always had his warriors, his soldiers with him. When you become a warrior, you travel this journey and land on the places where the event had actually happened. Wherever you land, it will imply that you were part of that mission. Got it? Fine. Now, I will come to the color combinations given on the board. Okay? You can zoom in a bit. Here, if you come close, you will see that some places are given orange color and some are grey. Right? So, this orange plus wherever and every number given below the orange is plus, whereas the number given at the grey is minus. This pretty much implies that the orange ones are the positive events of where we had snatched victory, where we have won the fort, or the victorious places are denoted by orange place. Every time you land on orange place will imply that you were part of that fight, right? So landing on those events, you are going to get rewarded. How do you get rewarded here? Yes, the currency is given. So there are 3 types of hones. These are all ancient currency at that time. These are bronze coin which will have value of 100. These are silver coin which will have value of 500, and these are gold coins which has got value of 1000. All these are hones in the game. Landing on victorious places, you are supposed to get these hones from the Swarajya bank. Got it? So all the money will be kept in the tray, and as soon as soldier, the Mawala, lands on a victorious place, he gets rewarded by that many hones. Okay? Now game has got 2 dice. The one has got red dots. It's a cuboid shape, so you cannot have more than 4 surfaces to land on. I'll come to the logic of that later. And this is the black dice. This is a usual dice. Whatever you get on this is the numbers by which you move ahead. Remember, this is timeline based game. So at no point you move back. Every time you are supposed to move ahead. Okay? The black dice will take you ahead, and the red dice will get you cards. This is a special Mawala dice. Whatever number you get on this is the number of cards you are eligible to draw. Got it? Now, one small modification which I have never elaborated before. This is a Mawala board game, and these dice are special dice. So every time you hold them and you throw them, you are supposed to chant the war cry of Marathas. What was it? Yes, Har Har Mahadev. So make this noise and throw Har Har Mahadev. Brilliant. I've got 4 on this and 4 on this. This will imply, the 4 dots I've got on the dice will imply that I'm eligible to draw 4 cards at a time. Before moving ahead, make sure that you get what cards you are supposed to get. Got it? Here there are 2 decks. One small rule is you are not allowed to draw more than 2 cards from one deck at a time. Not more than 2 cards from one deck at a time. 4 is maximum I can get. So I will get to draw 4 cards. Cards are not supposed to be given as you want. I want Pratapgarh, I will draw in between. No, that won't work. You will have to pick from the top. So I got first 2 forts and first 2 warriors. So what does that mean? What do we mean when we say we have got the card? Basically, if I've got 4, it will imply that I am in charge of the fort now. It's my responsibility to take care of these forts. And I'm not alone anymore. I have these 2 warriors accompanying me. Okay? I'll explain the significance of cards. Right. Now I'll be elaborating the significance of cards. Basically, these are the 2 elements which helped Chhatrapati to get what he wanted. Okay? The men he nurtured and the fortification he did. The fort. Every fort has got numbers of those events which were good for Swarajya written on it. So if I've got Subhan Mangal, it has got 7 and 12 mentioned on it. So from 1 to 101, 7th place and 12th place are the places where good event had happened on this fort. Okay? And I've got Baji Kanoji Jede's card in my hand. So wherever this great warrior Kanoji Jede had contributed in this journey from 1 to 101, wherever he had contributed or his son had contributed or any Jede had contributed, it will imply that that number is mentioned on the back of it. So since I am not alone anymore, I am accompanied by this warrior, it will mean that wherever this legend had contributed, if I land there, I am going to get greater benefit. It's confusing? I'll tell you. I'll elaborate. So I've got 4 cards right now. The maximum I can get. I've got 4 on this. So I'm eligible to move 4 places ahead. Let's say I'm yellow one. I'm moving 4 places ahead. Fine. At the beginning, there was this 2000 wounds to each. So whoever is watching is playing with me. That person gets 2000 wounds for attending the birth ceremony of Shivaji Maharaj. And I also got 2000. Now I've landed at Torna, where Torna got merged into Swarajya. And it's written plus 300. I am eligible to, I will be rewarded 300 wounds from the bank. So I got 300 wounds from the bank. Right now it's alone, so alone play, so I am only playing the bank's role here. So I got Swarajya Bank rewards me with 300 wounds because Torna is the first fort which Shivaji Maharaj had won. Now moving on, before moving on, you can, of course, it is recommended that you go to this place, this book, and go to that place. I was on 5th place, right? Go to this place. On 5th, Torna has merged into Swarajya. Read this much and it will elaborate you the story of the backstory of that event. How did we win Torna? Who were there with Maharaj? Why Torna was selected? Why forts were neglected? All these historical facts are given in this. You don't need to read book in one setting. Wherever you land, just read those places and it will tell many things about Swarajya, the quest of Swarajya. Now, let's say this first turn is done and now it's your turn. My turn is completed. I've got reward. Now you will say why I have not checked the 5 number. Okay, but none of my card has got 5 written at the back of it. I've got 2 forts and 2 warriors. None of my card has got 5 written on it. The place where I have landed. That's because merger of Torna into Swarajya had nothing to do with any of these. Neither Kanoji Jede nor Baji Pasalkar, and these are the fort cards. Now it's second person's turn. Okay? I've completed my turn. And second person, you are playing. The viewers, you are playing. You threw the dice. And you got this. You can move by 2 places ahead, but before that you are eligible to draw 3 cards. What will this imply? From this deck, you are now eligible to draw 3 cards. Okay? But what was the rule? No one can draw more than 2 cards from one deck. So now you have a choice whether to have 2 forts and 1 warrior or 2 warriors and 1 fort. Got it? So let's say you go for 2 warriors. Of course, Tanaji Malusare is going to be there. So you have chosen these 2 warriors and you have chosen Sinhagad to be with you. Now you have got 3 cards. You can put them upside down like this. Because these are the sides which are important sides. Their numbers are mentioned there. Okay? So I'll keep these like this. You've got Sinhagad. And now you are supposed to move. You are orange. You move by 2 places. 1, 2. Where have you landed? The oath of Swarajya. Wow! The day when Chhatrapati chose to declare it publicly that now I am going to stay committed for Swarajya. What did he do? He went to Raireshwar temple and pledged for establishment of Swarajya. He had many people with him. Who were there with him? We'll come to that. But right now, for landing on happy, victorious place, you are rewarded by 500 hones. Okay? So these are yours. But quickly check if you have 3 number mentioned on any of your card. Yes, Tanaji Malusare was there in the oath ceremony. How did I figure out? 3 number is there and you have landed on 3rd number. So you need to show this to the bank. You see, Tanaji is with me. Out of respect for Tanaji, per mention per card, you get rewarded by 200 ones extra. So having Tanaji has helped you earn 200 ones extra. Are you getting it? So wherever these numbers are there, if you land on them, it's going to help you earn 200 ones extra. Same goes with forts also. So you got 200. Now, the move is not complete because I am your co-player and I have got 2 cards which has 3 number mentioned on it. Both my Baji Pasalkar and Kanoji Jedhe had 3 number mentioned on it because Baji Pasalkar was also there in the oath ceremony and Kanoji's son Sarjirao Jedhe was also there. So these guys contributed to the event you have landed. That's why out of respect for these, 200 for Baji Pasalkar and 200 for Kanoji Jedhe, you will have to pay me. You will have to pay me 400 hones. So I am going to straight away take them from you. You pay me 500, I return you 100. Are we clear? Are we clear? Have you understood how having cards are going to help you? So these cards are very important in this gameplay. Which card will help you earn more? You play more and you will understand. Okay, Tanaji is at 4th. What should I do to get Tanaji? You will understand it once you play it multiple times. Fine. So this is how you keep on proceeding. Now what will happen after 4 or 5 turns? If more people are playing, it is very natural to see that all these cards are distributed. There are no cards left. After that, there are 2 ways by which you can play. After cards are distributed, this stays irrelevant, right? You can take this out and play with this. This will make you move slow because you will be moving maximum by 4. But if you want to complete it quickly, you can have this in action, throw them together and add these 2. So if I get this, it will mean that I move by 2 places. Like that you can do. Got it? Now I'll come to the next critical thing. What will happen if I land on the grey places? I'm supposed to submit whatever mention amount is there to the Swarajya bank. Why am I doing this? Because landing on places where we had faced defeat, like here Afzal had arrived and he had destroyed our temples. If I land there, it will imply that it's my responsibility now to make sure that our temples are getting repaired. For that I'll have to pay something, right? So wherever we face defeats, the money goes to the bank. One more tip I would like to share. No card has got number from grey numbers. So if you are facing defeat, you will not have to pay more money to your fellow person. Got it? Now let's talk about stoppage points. We will talk about stoppage point after this. There are 3 stoppage points in the game. While designing this game, we did not want everything to be dependent on dice. We wanted few historic events to be attended without any cost. So those 3 events on the game are, on the 30th place you will see this Afzal Vad, right? Finishing Afzal. It implies that even if you are at this 28th number and you get 4 on the dice, you are not supposed to move ahead. You have to attend this. You will have to stop here and wait for your do the formalities, kill the Afzal, and the next move will happen only after completing this. There are 3 such stoppage points: 30, 46th and 71th. I'll give you the logic behind this. Shaiste Khan had stayed at Pune for more than 2.5 years. So losing money there, paying back to Swarajya is immensely important because money has been lost. He had looted us for 2.5 straight years. You have to stop there, submit 1000 hones to the Swarajya, then only you will understand how much ups and downs were there in Swarajya. And the next move is also the negative one, the Purandar Treaty. The Treaty of Purandar is where more than 70% of whatever we had won till that time had to be given back to Mughals. So landing there or you land there or not, that's a stoppage point. Whatever you get before that, you have to stop there, pay 2000 hones and then wait for the next turn. Got it? So these are the stoppage point. One more thing I would like to elaborate here. And every 10th place you will find this sign. Every 10th place you will find this sign. This is the sign of salary. Yes, wages. What happened is in those times this enemy army never used to get paid properly. Mughals and Adil Shah and all these sultans used to avoid as much as they can. They never used to pay the salary. Due to this, what happened? These enemy armies were very brutal with the locals. The places where they used to raid, they used to create havoc. But Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was aware of this fact. In order to make sure that our army doesn't trouble to the people they reached out to, Maharaj had always ensured that proper salary, wage is ensured to the people to be given on time. So, since you are also fighting for Swarajya, fighting for Chhatrapati, every time you land on or cross the wage sign, you get 200 hones. No matter who you are, everyone get 200 hones. Okay? That's the sign of wage. There is a sign of ultimate sacrifice. The greatest thing you can give Swarajya is this. There is this sign where the ultimate sacrifices were made. In this journey, there were many soldiers died fighting for establishment of Swarajya, but there were 6-7 Swarajya warriors who are denoted by navy blue color. So here Shivaji Kashid was killed by Siddhi Johar. Here Baji Prabhu had to sacrifice his life for protecting Maharaj's life. So like that, there are 6-7 warriors of same color. You get 2 tokens, right? One standing and one on the horse. So question is, when do I get upgraded token? We start with the standing warrior, but foot soldier gets upgraded to the horse riding soldier when you get any of the 3 important cards from the game. Which are these 3 cards? There are 3 Swarajya warriors who actually played the role of commander-in-chief of our army. So, if you get Netoji Parkar or Pratap Rao Guzar or Hambi Rao Moite, any of these 3 warriors, your standing foot soldier gets upgraded to, yes, the horse riding foot soldier. How will it help you? You land at the last place and the valuation of horse riding soldier is slightly more than the foot soldier. So you get greater benefit there. And the second small thing it happens is, it enables you a power of moving 1 place ahead from whatever you get on the dice. So if you get 4 and landing on 4 is some event which you want to avoid. Since you have got commander-in-chief with you, you have got the power to move by 1 place ahead. Are you with me? Right? So having commander-in-chief helps you do that. But there are 2 things. You are supposed to move by only 1 place, only forward, and this particular trick doesn't work on the places of stoppages. So while playing also, understand the power of having commander-in-chief with you. Now another thing is left. What happens at this Trishul, right? You must have wondered. The way gets scattered here. You can focus on the board now. After killing Afzal, you get to have 3 options. Either you can go straight or the left or the right. What choice should one make? I'll just elaborate you why this Trishul is there. After killing Afzal, there were 3 missions we started at the same time. Instead of wasting time, Chhatrapati made sure that Dauloji was one warrior who was asked to go to Konkan and take care of the warships which were asked by Afzal. So that's one place. Second path is of Netoji Parkar, who was asked to directly attack on Vijapur. He did attack on Vijapur. There was they were lucky that there was someone who could protect them from the wrath of Netaji. Netaji had to return. Otherwise, Adil was done and dusted by that Netaji's fight only. But you can go by that path, or you can go with Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj himself, who also, after killing Afzal, did not wait and celebrated there. He, in 18 days, had won 14 forts. So you can take that path. Which path you would prefer? Whichever warrior is with you, we would advise take that path. If I have Netaji, I will go and attack Vijapur, wherein wherever I land, I get 200 hones extra. Remember how? Yes. If I go by Netaji's way, I'll get 200 hones extra because I have the warrior who had contributed there. Got it? Now, we come to the last part. Who wins this game? If you and me are playing, we both are fighting for Swarajya, right? It's not that I'm playing for Mughals. No. Everybody is Mawala here. Everybody is Maharaj's soldier, right? Then who wins? Here, we don't fight against each other. We compete. We are supposed to reach to the Rajyabhishek. Whoever reaches to the last place first calls off the game. Everybody who's stayed behind will gather at Rajyabhishek. The soldier who reaches the first gets rewarded 2000 hones for reaching at the destination first. At Rajyabhishek, whatever you have earned, you're supposed to submit it to Swarajya. Because after all, we have been fighting for Swarajya only. Landing on Rajyabhishek, you submit everything, and whoever submits more, whoever has got greater things to contribute to Swarajya, will be rewarded by the badge of honor in the Rajyabhishek. Yes, this special version has got Sher Shivraj badge. So you will be able to wear this if you end up contributing the maximum. Now, how to calculate who contributed more? You earn, basically you have got hones, right? You have got various types of currencies, denomination currencies with you. You have got forts and you have got warriors as well. Okay? For forts valuation, you have straight away mentioned on the top. So whatever you have mentioned on the fort, you add those. So I've got forts of worth 1200 plus 400, 1600 hones with me. Now, what about warriors? You can't place price tag on warriors, right? So we have given it a code. I'll get you to the meaning of these. On the flap of the board game, you will get to see all the signs. This sign means battleship participation. Every time this icon is on your card, it will imply that you get 100 hones. If you have got 2 icons, it will imply 200 hones. That much was the battleship participation of that particular warrior. Here, the second thing is, yes, the personal fondness. At times, some warrior were there who were not there in every battle, but they shared great rapport with Maharaj. So this is the sign of personal fondness. Second is ultimate sacrifice. Those who had sacrificed their life for Swarajya. This sign. This only sign is there which will imply that you get 500 hones for this particular sign. Rest of all the signs, the honor and the administrative contributions, all these signs will imply 100. So if I got these 2 cards, what will it imply? Kanoji Jete has got 6 icons. So it will have 600 hones valuation. But Baji Pasalkar has 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5th is ultimate sacrifice. So 4 is 400 plus 5, 500. It's 900. So valuation added by Baji's card is 900, whereas Kanoji's card is 600. Even though Kanoji Jede has got many numbers at the back, the valuation is more because of the ultimate sacrifice. Got it? So calculate all, add everything. You have got hones, you have got warrior valuation, and you have got fort valuation. Sum it all, and whoever submits more will get the badge of honor. Got it? Now, one book I forgot to mention about is this book. This you must have got along with it. This doesn't play any part while the game play. But if you want to understand who Baji Pasalkar was, so you are supposed to go on these places. The man who died for Swarajya at the age of 65 was Baji Pasalkar. So read their backstories with this book. Got it? So this is how Mawala is supposed to be played. Now, if at all you have any more doubts, please do communicate with us. We have our social media handles mentioned here. I suppose my team will be able to do it. And thank you so much for your love, and gamification of the history actually helps you understand and remember about the great glory of our own beloved king, Shivaji Chhatrapati. So I hope you got the message conveyed. Thank you so much. Jai Shivray.